What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be baby mama drama. Your child is not a package deal. All right, before I get into the video though, got to do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 30,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal. It's a big goal, but it's my goal. All right, another way I'm going to get to my goal is if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. All right, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm going to give y'all a second to do that. All right, now let's get to the video. Baby mama drama, your child is not a package deal. Let's see what she got to say.
Hey ladies, it's Lady Charmaine, and I just want to talk to you right now. And yes, I'm about to get on a soapbox because I am seeing too much of this going on. And sisters, we gotta do better. So I'm talking to my sisters out there who are single mothers and sisters out there who are looking to be mothers, but maybe not necessarily married. And I just want to talk to you just about children and just about men. Because I am getting so frustrated with the baby mama drama syndrome. And I'm talking to those sisters who have children by men that they may not necessarily be with anymore. He may have done some things to you and he may have offended you. But the one thing that you're doing right now is you're taking it out on him through his child. Yes, I said that. You're using the child as a weapon. And for those of you who may have children and who do not realize what the purpose of children are for, they are not to be used as a weapon against someone else because they hurt you. So I'm talking to all of the women scorned that are out there. I'm talking to all the bitter Bettys out there. I'm talking to all the Debbie Downers out there. I'm talking to all the scoundrel sisters out there that want to use these men to have babies and use them to get a check. A child is not just for a child support check. The check is to support the child and the needs that the child have. It is not a way for you to get additional funds just through the child. It is to make sure that that child, all of their needs are taken care of.
Facts, okay? And this is what we need more of. And I'm happy there's a black woman talking about this topic. This video, the original video, has about 100,000 views, and I hope that it continues to grow so this message can spread. We do not talk about this enough, okay? This is how women show aggression, okay? This is manipulation. Men show aggression through physical violence. This is something that people get confused. Because men are bigger and stronger, we show aggression through physical violence, and then people assume that since women don't do that, they're harmless. Okay, people give women this harmless, vulnerable card all the time that they get to play and use to manipulate people. How many times have you seen a woman be able to cry her way out of situations? How many times have you seen her way or see a woman try to cry her way into a lie? Okay, so you catch them in a lie and they cry their way out of it. That's the ability, that's the vulnerability and them manipulating you, seeing them as a harmless creature. But women can do plenty harm. Don't get that confused. Just because men go to jail for their physical violence doesn't mean that women don't do harm, but they just don't get punished for it. So you can take a man for 18 years, you can have a baby by another man outside your relationship, come back and make a man raise a child for 18 years and there's no punishment for it. But that's how women show aggression, through manipulation. All right. And in this case, this is manipulation. This is entrapment. What women do, because of the whole inflated ego, is they go out and they try to date the hottest thing in the room. Why? Is because they're 5. I mean, they're 5, but they believe that they're 10. Why do they believe they're 10? Because society says all women are 10s. If you're fat, don't worry about it. You're beautiful anyway. All right. There's never anything wrong with women. Okay. So you get this 5 that's going out there and she's trying to date the hottest thing or have sex with the hottest thing in the room, and that's okay because men are sexual opportunists, and when an opportunity presents itself, they will take advantage of that opportunity. So even if the man is a 9, he may have sex with you, but men don't equate sex with long-term relationships. Women do though. So the woman that's a 5, she goes out and she finally has sex with the dude, the 8 or the 9, and she assumes that means there's going to be some longevity to the relationship. All right. And if they continue to have sex, she'll get pregnant by him just to trap him, just so that she can have something over his head. And women, don't try to act like this don't happen, because we know there. How can you tell it happens? You have four barriers before you get to carrying a baby to term. Okay, you have birth control. If you don't want to take birth control, you have condoms. If you don't want to use a condom, you have Plan Bs. And if you don't want to use a Plan B, you still have reproductive rights. All right. And I'm not, I'm not for the option. Okay. I'm not saying that that's the best one on the table. All right. For me personally, it's not my cup of tea, but it is an option and we can't act like it isn't. Women have to take responsibility for who they allow inside or who they give their womb to. It's that simple. Because a lot of the times they know that man that's a 9 or 10 don't want nothing to do with them, but they want to keep them. They want to have the baby because they assume that when they have the baby, they're going to trap this man for life. And they're kind of right. They do trap you men for life. And that's why I tell men, watch where you put, that's why you can't just have sex with anything. Because outside of you, once that condom pop, you're done. If that condom pop, she now has all of the power over your whole life. Because if you have a child with a person, that's you making it. You think marriage is a commitment? Go out there and have a baby. That means you're gonna be with that person for the rest of y'all lives, at least to some degree. And that's what happens. You get women trying to go out of their league, and they get these men, and they want to have a baby by them so that they can entrap them. But let's continue the video.
And because your relationship with that man did not work out, because he does not have a relationship with you, you do not have the right to deny him to have a relationship with his child. That child is not meant to be manipulated for your own purposes. That child is not meant for you to say, hey, I'm going to get back at you since you don't want to be with me. You cannot have my child. You cannot tell the child's father that you and the child are a package deal. You and the child are not a package deal. He is still the father of that child, whether he is with you or not. Don't forget that that child has 24 of your chromosomes and 24 of his chromosomes. So that child is half of you and half of him. Because you two did not work out does not mean that his relationship will not work out with his child. So stop using that child. And sisters, another thing, because he is no longer with you does not give you the right to dictate to that man who that child can be around because he chooses to have another woman in his life. That child is not used for you to control that man's life, who comes in and out of his life, who comes in and out of his home. That child is not used for you to say, this is where you can take my child and where you cannot take my child. But the thing is, you want a child support check and dictate to that man what he can do and not do with the child that both of you share together.
Bingo. And that's the power you give a woman when you have sex with any woman that you ain't even committed to as a man. That's the power that they get from that. They get to control whether you see your legacy, your heir. They get to control what you do with the rest of your life to some degree. All right. And it's almost incentivized. Why? Because if a woman has a baby by you, she at least gonna get a check out of the deal. It's almost incentivized. Not only that, but she could go and get public housing. It's incentive. There's no cons for the woman. There's no cons for the 5 that got pregnant by the 10 and now they have the baby. She gets power over you. And just because women are women don't mean that they don't like power. I can tell you that right now. It just comes in different fashions. Women love power too. All right? Women love power too. Don't get that confused. Let's continue the video.
If he was good enough for you to lay down with, he should be good enough for you to allow him to take that child somewhere away from you. It is okay. And if he does decide to get married, he has an extended family, and he may have other children by the new lady that he is with. It is not your job now to try to dictate in that man's home what he can and cannot do with your child that you had by him, because that is also his child. Don't be jealous because he now has the family that you wish you had with him. And another thing, sisters, stop hating on the woman that he's with. That woman didn't do anything to you. The only thing is she married the man, or she is with the man that you used to be with, and the man that broke your heart. So don't take your anger out on the female when she didn't do anything to you. Just admit to all of your friends that you're just jealous. Stop going around talking about that woman because she didn't do nothing to you. Just say, hey, you know what? I am jealous. She has the family that I wish I had. He's treating her better than how he treated me. See, I wish he treated me how he treats her, because I probably would have had him. But no, he didn't treat me like that. So don't be jealous and hating because of how he's treating that new woman now. Maybe because he learned his lesson with you and maybe said to himself, you know what? The next time I get a woman, I'm not going to treat her like that. I know you wish it was you. I know you feel like this woman is reaping the benefits of what you claim that you put in that man. You know what? Bravo. You may have taught him some things. You may have taught him a lesson. But just thank God that he is now a good man for another woman. And just thank God that he is being a good father to his child. I'm not talking about, now, not all men are deadbeat dads.
Right.
Okay, so let's stop saying all these men out here, they don't take care of their kids, because there are some good men out there. And you know what? We need to applaud them when you know you have found a good man. But thank God that you do have a man in your life that's willing to spend time with his child. Because most of the complaints that a lot of women say.
And this is another thing that I always say. I've made plenty of posts about this in terms of my community tabs. But men, for the most part, I could throw a rock right now. I hit 3 good men that want to take care of their children. All right, if I threw a rock in any direction, I'd hit 3 men that want to take care of their children, because most men want to take care of their children. Most men don't leave their children. Most men leave situations. Most men leave women. And women use this package deal mindset to try to keep that man around because she thought that there was going to be some longevity in that relationship, and she's bitter. She's upset. So she holds the child hostage. She keeps the child from their father and the father from his child. That's not okay. And the problem is it goes unchecked. No one goes and helps this situation. Everybody wants to blame the quote unquote deadbeat fathers. And there are some of those. All right. I'm not going to act like every father is the best father in the world. There are some just bad people. There are some bad dads. All right. But those men are shamed by society. For the most part, I don't know why people think that men just go, oh yeah, bro, you abandoned your kids. Yeah, good for you. Like, we don't do that as men to each other. We don't have those conversations with each other. Like, we are hard on men that abandon their children. And if you are a man that abandoned your children, maybe you should get off the video and go handle that situation. Okay? Go take care of your kids. All right? So there's no, when you look at the 80% of children that are born out of wedlock, this is why we blame women. This is why we say it is a woman's fault, because women have the ultimate control. Like I said, you have 4 gates before you get to carrying a baby to term. So if a woman carries a baby to term, she did that consciously. She understood that decision and she made that decision for herself. Unfortunately, men don't have that same liberty. After after you shoot up the club, that's it. From there is out of your hands. What happens if you get a child or not? And if you got to pay child support for the next 18 years, that's out of your hands, and you gave that power away. Okay, but we got to stop acting like that 80% of children being born out of wedlock and the single mother problem is just men. Really, what it comes down to is this kind of behavior, and the problem with this kind of behavior is, like I said, there is no punishment for it, so there is no reason to not do it. It's just beneficial for women. That's all it is. It's all benefits. You get the genetics from the top tier guy. All right. You get to control him on a minuscule scale, not as much as you would like, I'm sure, but you get to control him for a little bit. You get to try to trap him. You get to and then if worst case scenario, you at least get a check out of the deal. All right. And we can't act like we don't see on many occasions where women will go out and date rappers and actors and people they know that don't want to take care of the child that they're going to bring into the world, but they bring the child in anyway because they're being selfish and they want to collect a check. It's that simple. And even those children, statistically speaking, are more likely and more susceptible to all the statistics we talk about. Suicide, high rates of suicide, high rates going to prison, less likely to graduate college, less likely to graduate high school, more likely to get pregnant before the age of 18. All right. So these are all statistics that just because the guy might be giving you a $2,000, $3,000 check a month don't mean that your children aren't going to be exposed to those statistics. All right, so there's too many women out here just walking around with no punishment, getting away with this manipulative behavior. But let's continue the video.
today is he don't spend no time with his child. If you have a man that's willing to spend time with his child, invest in his child, take his child out, and they are paying child support, you need to commend him for being willing to do that, because a lot of women wish they were in your spot right now. They wish they had their children's father to spend time with them, take out time, pay child support, see them, be at school activities. And when you have a man that's trying to be there, ladies, don't deny him that right to be in his child's life because he is not with you. And do not deny him the right because he has a new female in his life. Because if he has a new female, if he want to come around, she can't come. Let them come as a family. Let that child see a good family intact. Because he's not with you, don't deny them that right of family support. Because remember, keep the child first. The child is the one that need both of their parents. We know we got parents today that are going through with their teens. God knows I got teens that I'm going through, but it takes a village to raise a family. And when you have a good man that's willing to do that and be there for not just you, but be there for that child, honey, you better commend him, because not everybody has that same story.
That's the end of the video. I'm gonna just go ahead and give my final thoughts. Ladies, what's wrong with a 5? What's wrong with a 5? What's so wrong with dating a person that's in your range, a person that wants to take care of you, a person that wants to have a child, a person that wants to bring a child into this world? There are plenty of these men. They're around. The problem is you get this inflated ego and you have this delusion that makes you think that you look better than you do. Let's be completely honest. And I'm happy Kevin Samuels does what he does, and specifically the red pill high value niche. He can say he ain't red pill, but come on, who are we kidding? Right? We know a lot of these ideas have come from red pill people in the past. Well, actually, maybe some of the new people that listen to red pill content don't know that. But a lot of Kevin Samuels ideas are coming from red pill. This has been a thing. We've been talking about this for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. All right? Here on YouTube. But I'm happy he does what he does anyway, because he brings random people on. It ain't just just theories. He brings women on and he asks them these questions, and they all say that they want this high value man. But what do they bring to the table? All right? You see women that are 5s and 6s talking about they want a high value man. These are the women that find these men and then try to get pregnant by these men, and some of them are successful at it. All right? And then they hold the kid hostage. They hold them away from their father. Ladies, date a 5 if you're a 5. Hell, maybe even date a 4. If you a 6, date a 4. All right? See how much that man gonna love you and take care of you and cherish everything you do and all that and this and that. All that stuff you say you want. All right? If that's what you want, if you want to love it, do that in your 20s. Don't wait till you get pregnant by the Pookies and the Ray Rays. You know how everybody, the Chads and the Tyrones, everybody got these names for these people. All right? Don't try to get pregnant by them in the 20s because you're trying to hold them down, and then expect one of those 5s that are equal to you when you in your 30s to take care of it now. You should have been dating the 5 when you was in the 20s. All right? Grow up. Till next time.